Hello everybody, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I got some exciting news. My free company that I own for these alts put a bid and won a house. So we have a small house now which we can gather at, do our retainer stuff. I'm actually happy to get this. This is an old plot that I had a very long time ago and I always liked it, but I upgraded to a larger house. But I'm really glad to get it back as like a free company house for my alt server. It's right next to a waterfall. We got the bath here. We got some, I don't know what this guy does. Oh, he sells some stuff. Now he sells some stuff. Wait, does he also? Okay, I can sell him some stuff too, which is great. Hi Mina, welcome in. How are you? And we have a marker board and a summoning bell right here. Hype. Nice house, yo. Thank you. Look at it. It's so plain right now though, but we'll get it. We'll get it there. It'll get there eventually. I really like it because it's got like the white noise of the waterfall. In fact, there we go. So now if I teleport back, bring me so many things. Awesome. You have an alt in there, right? So you can help decorate. What? Why isn't it? Let me try something. Yeah, okay, now we have old dog music. Nice. But we got some questing to do. Also, I'm currently on Dead Space. Oh my gosh, I didn't change my title or anything. Let's see. XIV. We're gonna do Crystal Tower. And thank you, thank you. Alright, thanks. That should be changed. Let me know. Let me know if that fixed it. Do, 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 do. Is good? Alright, cool. Let me get a new mount. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do Fat Chocobo. You get that cake, big guy. All right, here we go. Gentlemen, the secrets of the ancient Alag beckon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer. Adventurer, you and I will join the engineers at the Crystal Tower's main gate, where we will endeavor to neutralize the structure's outer defenses. Rambros, meanwhile, will remain here and oversee the operation. Given my knowledge of Allegan history, it seems logical that I should lead the expedition itself, though I admit the role does not exactly befit my status as an observer. Still, we can but make use of the resources at hand. Assuming all are in agreement, let us proceed forthwith to the large lopsided gate found to the southeast. Got it. Do you want spooky tiki heads? No, nothing too big. Oh, go up. Nothing too big and got it, because I just have a tiny yard. Maybe something simple. Actually, you know what? I'll do the yard. If you want to do inside, I can do the yard. I kind of have an idea about what I want to do for the yard. The tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Sid, you are the only one of our number who has crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. Is that a you first, just in case there's booby traps? I say, the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Lucky for us, that is. One might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted your lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yalms of the tower's inner reaches. No matter how swift they may be. Happily, the crystal fangs we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk their life testing one? Quite right. I made the damn things. It's my job to see that they work. He just goes fist first. He should have just tossed the thing. Oh god, they just exploded. Huzzah! Success! I, for one, am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. Just one more. Last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. Those fangs are kind of cool. Haha, we did it. So much for the outer defenses. Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have a proposal for the next stage of this expedition. I suggest we wait here while Stab and a hand-picked party of his adventuring companions enter the tower. What? Without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of this place is well defended, could you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Stab here fits that description better than anyone I know. And it is not as if we shall be idle in his absence. While Stab and his companions are risking their life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can set on analyzing this rubble for evidence on how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable to the endeavor, historian Grahatia. Do you ever tire of being right, old man? Ahem, Stab, it seems I won't be accompanying you. Allow me at least to provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of the Ancients. During its initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you are reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell, and we shall join you post-haste, no matter what Master Garland says. Though we would prefer it if any relics you encounter remain intact, you have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress into the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Stab. You're on your way, by the way. Yay, you're gonna come with me? Also, what is that? Looks cute. Oh, we got other people here too. Doo-doo. All right, I'm gonna check retainers real quick. Oh, I got hiccups that drive me crazy. Let's try to hold my breath. We're gonna get some retainers real quick. Well, I'll give you some time to get here, Mina. You're here. Oh God, you see this? I'm undercutting on stream. Don't tell anybody. Jermaine. Just logging into my realm, and you're here. I'll give you a reward if you can tell me where my last name is from. Evergarden. Isn't that obvious? Violet Evergarden. Am I right? Your username? Mina Silvermoon. That's Mina from Dracula and Silvermoon from Silvermoon City, right? Yeah, see? Easy peasy. I think you just wanted to give me a reward. Oh, God. What is this? Indoor Oriental Garden? Okay. Wait, trade? Clean up. I know I need to clean up. Here. Hold on. Hold on. This is easier than throwing stuff away. Oh, do you think I have enough crystal bells? All right, ready. All right, let me take a look. I'm not sure if this character has permissions to decorate. Let's see, housing. Oh my gosh, it looks so small with big stab here. Indoor furnishings. Okay, I can. We're going to place this. Why does it have to be so far from the wall? We're just gonna put this here for now. What is this? Oh, a cart? I'll probably need more than one pillar for that to make sense. I don't know what to do with this yet. I'll just put it in the corner in the sun. What does this do? Oh, and the gate. Oh, please rechat what? You also had one more thing? Okay, sorry, come here. Oh, I thought you could come into my house. I guess not. Oh yeah, there we go. And while we're out here... Oh wait, what? Garden gate. Can I not put this? Oh. Oh, interesting. Cute. Wait, actually, I think I want to change the floor too. My retainers bring me so much junk. There we go. I really like this garden. I want to do something more with that. I have 2 lights? Yeah. We'll put the other one at the bottom. Stop it. There we go. All right, you ready for some Crystal Tower? Or sorry, Labyrinth of the Ancients? Sure. Okay. That'll work. All right. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Wonder what kind of housing templates there are. They're probably super expensive right now because of how many people are buying them out. The florist. The eatery. Oh gosh, look, a cafe. When did they add a cafe? A gingerbread? No. Carbuncle one is cute. You kind of love the gates, to be honest. Yeah, actually, I really like that it's not a fence. It's the actual gates. Like it's an actual housing item, so I can put that even when I redecorate. They're garden gates, so I think they're meant to be used with some walls so that you can like close off your garden. But I like the fact that they have to open them to get in. Alright, I'm gonna pause the YouTube recording real quick while we wait for Q. Remind me to start it up again. Alright, and we got our cues. We're back. The Labyrinth of the Ancients. Finally, I get to tank some big boy content. Let's go, let's go. Oh my gosh, guys, ignore the pictures. Oh my gosh, there's 2 of them. Oh god. TOS. Right. I bet they get so many comms. Oh god, now I want to see what their... Now I want to see what Colleen's picture was. Oh wait, is their portrait different than their plate? I'm so slow. I'll get there eventually. Oh god, this debuff. What are we, C? Was probably the, let's see, what are they? No, because they have to match their current equipment, right? So is that person? Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. What are even the mechanics of this fight? I just saw two skeletons tethered together. I've never seen that before. Your plate is... Oh, your plate is different? Okay. Oh god, do you see our tank's name? His name is Laurentius. Boom, 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 doo, doo. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen that hat before. Or those boots. Alright, we're C, right? We gotta go all the way to the right. Do we got enough people standing on it? There we go. Where ads? Where are you? There you are. Easy. Just more. Oh my god. Is that 3 pieces of bard gear? The whole set or less? I know, right? All that we're missing is gloves and the body. That set actually looks pretty cool. No, Lalafell, don't burn. He's kind of cool looking. Bomb, guys. Bomb. Bomb. Okay, you guys got it. It says, oh god, I forgot about my plate. Is my plate actually a thing? Oh god, I forgot. I forgot about it. Oh god. Nice. It's, yeah, I died. No one's killing the golem, and I couldn't get it because if the golem breaks the rocks, everyone dies. Nice. No, I literally purposely died because I'm like, oh, if I go over to the rock where everyone's standing at and he swings, everyone dies. I took a hit there. Another bard chest? Oh, actually bard chest piece? Oh. He's a thick boy. Dang. All right, we're gonna teleport. Run! Oh god. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Ooh. You call that a labyrinth? You one day you'll have your hunt Ammon closed. Yeah, I mean they've gotten more meaning with the new expansion, huh? Oh, look, it was okay. Oh, that okay. I agree. That is a hilarious portrait. Calm pass. Yeah, I calmed the pass out looking person too on the beach. She was doing some Oriage RP. Oh, there's Stab. 100 out of 10, respect it, right? Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. Raha, talk like a normie. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun. A characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what of the tower's inner defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Phlegethon, not Archeron, or Acheron, Phlegethon. He was a hero of the Allegan Revolution. And you glean that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allegan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this. Ooh. Well, well, there it is, the foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? For some reason, I always thought the Labyrinth of the Ancients was in the Crystal Tower for some reason. I didn't realize it was just the surrounding area. I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through the maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. I don't know if I can suffer a World of Darkness. You hate that raid? No, that was one of your first big boy raids. Remember that? I was so proud of you when you did it for the first time. And you did it in ARR just before Heavensward, too. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Connacht's Find for the present, and there plan our next stop. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. Square Enix does a really good job with their raids. They definitely looked at the Crystal Tower raids and said, what did people not like about these raids? And then they made Heavensward raids even better. And I feel like they do that every time. I love that when you ride this thing on the ground, it's the Galashal Green or whatever it's called, but to get him to fly, you have to offer him cake. He's such a little fat boy. You did Orobun the other day. That was so scuff. Orban what? So good of you to join us, Stab. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the labyrinth. Oh, monastery. Oh, okay. Yeah, the one for Stormblood. I think I only did each one of those like one time. And I'm actually really ashamed I still have not completed the final Nier raid. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you're ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time the assembly was called to order. Rambros will be presiding over the meeting. If you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. He's literally... Did he not overhear us? Welcome, Stab. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you only need to ask. Now, if there are no objections, we shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Okay. Shame? I know, don't shame me. I'm already ashamed. I know. I need to do the Nier raid. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Stab's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Allagan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of the earth. It has somehow been reawoken. Oh. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, we will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy, and to do that, however, we first need to address the question of how they work. The answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. Task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth were any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such a time as the exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses have been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. Like you said, Chief, we founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I will take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. Look at that little pouty face. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Stab. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. But be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during your coming pause. We will need you fighting fit for the subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allagan Empire. Shame, shame, shame. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time for to bring this assembly to a close. Let us focus on the task at hand. That our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Maybe now that I've done that one, maybe it will let me through. Because I don't remember Ellie doing the World of Darkness. Did she do the World of Darkness? Such a terrible mess. Yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. I'm 100% sure we did it with her. Oh, okay. So, this is the legacy of the Elegant Empire left behind. My readings are correct. The energy source waiting atop the tower is a match even for the Ultima weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. It's Nero! I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem that they had greater destiny in mind for me. As so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Cid. Do not disappoint me. It looks like it'll let me go through. Let me check. Let me check. Ooh! I'm actually curious to see what it says. Must complete certain quests in the crystal. What quests? Does it mean I need to finish it? Do I just need to get to a certain point? It's okay, though. It's okay. We'll just do another raid. We gotta unlock it. After stream, you have an odd thing to tell you that you just learned? Can you tell me now? Or are you able to text it to me? Not strum friendly? Okay, is it phone friendly? Yes. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent, I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings you discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set as much of a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway to the principal spire, Circus Tower, the elegants called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require some time, and that I am loath to waste, but I have a mindset to set my people scouring such ancient tests as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends. We share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion here called Doga. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization sent by the students of Baldessian to assist you in your endeavor. Une and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word from you of you coming. Moreover, in light of the recent incident at the Isles of Val, I should think that they have rather more pressing concerns. We can assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. Graha? What is it, Graha? 'Tis nothing. There is a pain, but it has subsided. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allegan eye as well? The sanguine hue is said to be a unique trait to the Allegans, yet I inherit it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alleg. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. Hey, Nola. Pat, pat, pat. It seems to me we have not to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? That is your wish, then so be it. Yet, know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I'm able. I trust there will be no objections? Very well. As of this moment, the name Une and Doga advisory members of NOAA, or he names, okay. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Circus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Stab, I would be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland, who will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Stab, with Une and Doga's knowledge, along with our uncanny knack for setting events in motion. I'm hopeful that we will finally see progress. So what are you up to, Mina? You playing Final Fantasy? Oh wait, I know what you're up to. You're in my party. You're playing with me, that's what you're doing. while forgetting about you. No, no, never. Wait, let's ride a motorcycle. There we go. Oh, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Oh wait, I'm gonna do 360 off of the stairs. Oh, dang it. Well, if it isn't Stab, eager to enter the circus tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been going slow, or rather no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. You'll just follow me. I'll take you to him. Pet, pet? Pet, pet? Aww. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of the ancient Alig, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is ought to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. Mina, do you mind letting Nola out? She's asking politely. You can't see the Pats, can you? I can't see the Pats either. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Circus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it open. It's sealed by some sort of mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via a more orthodox method, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magic cannon. Nothing seems to put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue that we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man with a woman respectant, Allegan royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. You're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hand. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? Across face. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells. What is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable only to those of royal blood and answerable, exactly as passed down through legend, I'm delighted to see. It's Nero. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you're alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Ah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is, for all intents and purposes, defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land, Eorzea, a regular itinerant. Itinerant? In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest adventure. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless aware, the Crystal Tower was a symbol of ancient Aleg's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Allegan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. Put it plainly, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Allegan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? It would seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it pleases you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Okay. Very well. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An Allegan tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. If you're ready to listen, we should tell you a tale. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader Rambros may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Valdesian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Allegan technology. That is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, I might ask why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what it is that you now seek to do. Answering your questions require that we revisit Allegan history. Pray bear with us. The Allegan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of Allegan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alleg to greatness. Ammon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. Ammon took a bigger role in this than I remember. The founding father, you cannot mean Emperor Zonde. None other. As part of his experiments, Ammon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Allegan emperors named Zonde. It was commonly believed that the second was a namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike. To think that the two were in fact one and the same. I don't know if this is a flex, but your alt FC is 68th place this week in the FC rankings. That's amazing. Zonde returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Ammon's predictions, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allegan domination, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war for conquest, Zonde turned his sights toward a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness his power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness. Again? Seven hells. What is it with these megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zonde is very much alive within Circus Tower. He still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Wait, what? Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high, it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blink of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to the waste. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Ammon, now Emperor Zonde's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed into a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Oh, really? Oh my gosh, I don't think I read this stuff when I did this first. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalaman was summoned back to the Earth. Its descent triggered the 7th Umbral Era, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zonde awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with the darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. You think Nala's sick? She probably just ate and drank too fast again. She's been sleeping all day. 'Tis for no purpose but to to put an end to Zonde's madness that we exist. This is the mantle that we've inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action, concluding that we alone could not overcome Zonde. We struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our research is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary man who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Stab, we are confident that we can end Zonde's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldessian among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So, what will we do, Stab? The world's in grave danger again, and it's just so happens that you're an expert at saving it. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allagan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allagan civilization. But what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Allagans. It's true, actually. And so I hereby declare a change of Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Circus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Stab, as you did for us with the Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zonde himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Circus's tower from the outside world. To work, then. Alright, bye, Biggs. Bye, Sid. Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean? You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Allagan Eye, you called it, but to us it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. My apologies if I have given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much more for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Circus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate the hostile elements within the structure, Zonde himself included. This will afford us a chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Oh, we unlocked it. Finally. Alright, bear with me one moment. I'm going to take a quick break before we do this, and I will be right back. Alright, into Circus Tower we go. You know, the reason why you do Alliance Roulette and you almost always get these Alliance raids is because this is the only one that people are required to do, right? I need to do my own portrait. Yo, or ninja, hello ma'am. Let's see. Oh my, that's a cool outfit. Is that from the store? Yes, I believe it is. Wait, what? Is this a popular thing to do now? There's no ads, right? This is such a cool boss. Uh-oh. Ancient flare. What do we do? Ah, 'tis but a scratch. Hey, Ammon's boots. Wait, no, I'm gonna pass that. Just in case people are going for the transmog. Oh. Oh, there's a lot of Doga clones. Are we gonna get some Une clone? Oh, there we go. Jermaine can't enjoy hats? Can they not even wear the Ammon hat? I don't understand why they don't just take the ears off. I like this guy's armor. Come on, die! There we go. There we go! Some big gloves. Oh. Is that it? Oh, okay. You left? Sorry. Oh, why did you leave? Then, wait, did you leave? You're right here. Are you tricking me? Yeah, I see you right here. You're trolling. All right, we gotta get this cum. Oh god, if you're a froggo, and the snakes will instant kill you. Anyone gonna die? No deaths. You're in a rock? Okay. Ooh. I'm actually gonna need that. Alright, I'm sure this DOS... Oh. You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. He's gonna be half dead by the time the cutscene is over. Absolute darkness draws nigh. Soon it will be unleashed. Oh. I think it's really cool that there's water at the top of here. Oh god, are we double stacking? Nice limit break. Was that you, Leon? I'm not Leon, Mina. Hey, life is a circus. Poof. Yes. No, it was not you. Oh. It would have been... Probably would have done more damage if it was you or something, I'm sure. Let's see. Wait, did I get all of the loot? Got a windy up boy. What was the other thing I got? I got Ammon pants. Healing pants. We gotta calm. I gotta calm. By the way, on your lawn, Mina, get off my lawn. You're taking advantage of me being on the cutscene. I swear to God, if you mess up my daisies, stab. You did it. You defeated Emperor Zonde. Empires may rise and fall, but a man's indefatigable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we had hoped for, Stab. With Emperor Zonde now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due cautions? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I am perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do. There are two ways that we may seal off the circus tower. Either isolate it from the outside world or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Doga and I must attend to a task. A distortion, what is it? Your melt will poop on my lawn. No! If you do it in the flower so it'll fertilize. The power that Zonde sought to attain comes from the void, the world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of the Voidsent. Voidsent feed on Aether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Zonde entered into an unholy covenant. He would open the gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter ours. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, June and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood, Zonde sealed this his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose. Look at Nero back there. Ha 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 ha! Oh, be still, my beating heart. For a moment I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the ultimate weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? The covenant is everlasting. Ooh. That's a lot of demon clones. So Marasidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united against under Allegan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid. The endless void, bereft of light and warmth. That's it for you? Okay. Bye-bye, Mina. Thank you for joining. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes, and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. Nice shot. Stab, pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? You too? Oh wait, no, it says I. Not now, damn it. Hey, nice one, Nero. I always thought one day we would get gun blades like that. Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them, a void sin, and no ordinary one at that. Doga! Oh no! Doga! Dang it, I can't let you go alone. You're back. Oh, Mina, that means so much to me. Couldn't found it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine! Oh, dang. Wait, you just leaving your weapon? Oh no, I think he just had the hots for Une. Nero! The covenant shall be honored. That's a big rift. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Damn it, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to the find and consult Rambros. And by back, Mina, that better not mean you're back on my lawn. Ah! Mina! Cute sweater, though. Mordona. Oh, dancer. I was so naive. I was so naive like 10 hours ago when I was like, I'm gonna finish A Realm Reborn tonight. And when I say 10 hours ago, I mean like 10 gameplay hours ago. All this happened within the tower, God's preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. This I am certain. Hey, no, like, come here. You want attention? That's great. Go. Go. There exists a myriad kinds of void scent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. Oh, it's like bleach, huh? It would seem that Zonde sought to open the gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow this cloud of darkness to enter into our world. Was that Bleach or Yu Yu Hakusho I'm thinking of? Fortunately, for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what the void scent is capable of. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I need to rewatch that. However dreadful it may be, we can't abandon our friends. Is there no other way to save them? I will not lie to you, Master Garland. The situation is bleak. Though void scent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends are still alive. Damn it. I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Zonde's Dark Covenant is binding, our world is in danger. It is our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Graha, ever since a meeting, Une and Doga, you have not quite been yourself. Tell me true, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me that the truth of our eye rests with Alig. The answer eludes me, but one day I will find it. I am with Graha. However slim odds, we must try to save Une and Doga. Aye, and that bastard Nero as well. If only to make certain he won't make any more mischief. What is this? Oh, and they come in so many different colors. You're heavy breathing? While you were Amazon searching for a headset, you saw that? How did you find that while you were looking for a headset? You might have the right of it, though we have not though we have known them but briefly. Doga and Une are comrades. We cannot fail them. Get away from that. Nola found a plastic bag, and she was just having a field day with it. You're gonna suffocate yourself one day. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet know that it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be too cautious enough. It shows me things that you like. Yeah, I guess that's true. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can, for when the time comes to go find our friends, you must be at no less than full strength. We'll save them yet, Stab. Mark my words. All right, real quick. Give me a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The world of darkness. Ah, Stab, it's good to see you are come. I have news for you. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor Une, Doga, or Nero imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into the Circus Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place up from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zonde. But you, Stab, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul his contract, the entity reached through the rift and dragged the pair of them and Nero out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower acts upon Emperor Zonde's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would only open for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with royal blood, the royal blood of Alig. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Allegan tombstone Nero presented us. During the golden age of Alig, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such a technology, Ammon and his underlings would never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we await, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zonde's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the latter would suffice. But then What of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Alec. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. We know but one way to fix this predicament. Rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use the Circus Tower for our own purposes and create a portal to carry us to the Dark Realm. Oh. We've heard this is possible from a man from the Thaumaturge's Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters. And with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here comes the man himself. Stab, just the man we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare you on your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready. Though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. We just need a little more fine-tuning and we can open the rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides. And do hurry, Stab. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? No, never. That's my job. Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? Yes, yes. Let's go, fatty. That is Jermaine's plushie measurements. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's really only 12 inches? I see. I was wrong then. It's probably not measuring the tentacles. It's probably just measuring like if you were to sit it on the ground. Stab, I bet you're here to watch us pry open the rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of energy scurrying around, full of engineers scurrying around making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's been overseeing the whole operation. Wow, this is such a cool place. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can open the gateway to another world. Is there something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Zonde's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alec's art and power. Now it is nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Allegan's civilization had lived on. and a just emperor still sat on the throne, how different our history would be. How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zonde and his ambition. There were those who tried. Zonde's war of dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alig. These men and women became beacons of hope, and those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Alig's heart for the kill, Zonde lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zonde desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power, held within Dalaman, to be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. Interesting. The fourth umbral calamity. I learned of this cause from Une and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Zonde to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allegan history is astounding, Graha. Why, a man who could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Ah, yes. Biggs, are you ready? Ready and raring to open the Void Gate, Chief. We reckon when the machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of Argius. So just give us the word and we'll start channeling energy through the tower. Good, then let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Ooh. Huzzah! A portal to hell. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the Mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the Dark Realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. It's much later than you thought. Oh, okay. As will the sons of Saint Connarch. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are truly lost. Which leaves Stab, my friend. 'Tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but if there are none more able, pray lead adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades, but you must go. For the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you have passed beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared before leaving. I'm done talking, so I'm leaving. I might have a moment of your time, Stab. There's a matter of import we must needs discuss, or we enter. Why? Wait. Why not talk to me there, Graham? Where you? It's okay, Mina. Stab, I wish to speak with you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait only seen amongst Allegan royalty. Long I have pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine who must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted, but what? In truth, the more I learned of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. However, meeting those two clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something ancient, but ever so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the self-same ones his father told him. The truth of our eyes rest with Alec. Mayhap what I wish to remember and these words are related. Mayhap not, but I know I must learn the truth about truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own two eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. Sure, I don't care. You have my thanks, friend. Now let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. I don't remember him joining us in the world of darkness. Alright, I unlocked it. Alright, let's get going. You going to bed, Mina? Just checking before I queue up. No? Oh, really? Don't, it makes me happy that you want to come, but don't force yourself. It would be a shame to not have you here at the very end, though. Oh, it's so rainy. Hey, there are footprints on my lawn. Right, I'm gonna pause YouTube real quick until we have the dungeon. All right, the World of Darkness. This is the last one. Wait, why are you adding me? 28? Oh, 28, not 26. But the other one I looked at was 58, right? Don't they increase and decrease by 30, right? So 28 and 58 would be the same plot? Or maybe I'm wrong? Yes, okay. Alright, let's go. I'm surprised we don't have a beach one. What do we see? Oh no, how'd that person die? Wait, what was that? Sacrificed ninja? I like how we just left. We just left the person who died. We're just like, see you at the next battle. Alright, I'm going blue first. Oh no! People are gonna die. People are gonna die. Oh, nope, they're alive. Alright, now I gotta go orange. Looks like I'm tanking. Okay, healers. There we go. Ooh. What are we? See? I think those healers were not prepared for me to start main tanking after the tank died. Nice. Both were 90. I think they were just DPSing and I wasn't taking any damage because I wasn't main tanking, and then I have the yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, I have a meme voice. Should I change it? Did he die? Okay, I don't want to take it from him. I don't want to take it. Oh no, I stepped in it and I deep froze. Wait, it's phrasing? What, I took it from him? He practically gave it to me. I'm not really sure what the implications of a rainbow cap is. Like, what would a rainbow kappa mean? Alright, we're good. Watch out for the white hole. Oh, I get it, because black holes suck and white holes blow. Ah, I got sucked in. Blow me, blow me. What's phrasing for what? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, that tank was gonna die. I had to. Alright, when he starts doing the charge around the room, I'll center him a little bit more. Alright, I'll use this opportunity to center him. Let's go! Oh, I loved this when I was back in ARR. I think it was my favorite body piece. Alright, after this fight, I'm gonna have to look at that clip. Not sure what you would have clipped. Did I say something sus? Below? Something below? I am the cloud of darkness. The covenant is everlasting. All mortars before the flood of darkness will sink lifeless into the void. Oh, I love this song. Oh, yeah, we gotta stand in front of the clouds. Are we good? We're good. Oh. Everyone's doing such a good job. Dang. Wrecked. Huzzah! Oh, another healing one. Aiming, striking, casting. Yes! I won it with an 18 roll. Time to celebrate by myself. Yeah. No one else cares but me. Oh, I got 3 comms. Probably because I was one of the last person. Alright, okay. Oh, dang it. There's going to be a cutscene. I'll watch your clip after. Oh, wait. Actually, I can watch it now. Alright, let's see here. I'll pause this real quick. Alright, we're back. Where in the 7 hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. You know you won't do that. Dogo, Nay, can you hear me? Nero! Follow my power of friendship. Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Though I don't blame you for missing my company. Nero's so cheeky. Thank the 12. Are you alright? As alright as can be expected. Une has simply passed out. This is when you forget about this and it gets shouted out. Yeah, And you laugh so hard you pass out. I can see that happening. Nero, by the gods, what's happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep and allowed this foul place to enter his body. Now the darkness claws at his aether, the aether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Zonde's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Allag royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void scent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Oh, Nero. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea, and simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Well, where? Une, you are safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. Who? Mortals, you have dared to challenge me, and now must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now, once the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Zonde's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. Stab, Graha, you must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness. You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. What is this trickery? Your blood. You two gain protection from Zonde's blood? Grahatia, you are possessed of royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. 'Tis a gift you inherited, Graha. You have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought time would consume all of Alleg that was. That a man should live with his forebears' blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line and used the highest of Allegan technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Allegan as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all in the light of hope. But how could I use this light? Pray tell me. Here, take this shining thing. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Through its effects, you will, though its effects will be ephemeral, it will bolster the Allegan presence within you. 'Tis our gift to you, that you may fulfill our destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by fate to Alleg. Our part in this journey is to bury Zonde's dark ambitions in the past. This is the true Une and Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives within you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. Dang. He's got 2 red eyes now. You must leave us as well, Nero. I'm sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero, but do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga and Une, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now stab, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light. We gotta use Graha as a shield. I wonder if we'll ever see Doga and Une again. No, you shall not escape us. Here Zonde's blood-stained dreams. Here Zonde's blood-stained dreams of glory end. Yeah, because we never really see the end, huh? There, the glint of light. It grows faint. Then the bridge between realms goes fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we are stranded here. Hurry! No, Zero. You must move. Leave me. I don't need you. If I die here, it's because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alleg. I am Nero Tolskeva, the man who will yet outdo Alleg and Garland. That is what you hope too. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you. I wonder who said that to him. No, Nero. I must move forward. This is not where I come to rest. Oh, but how did... So those damn clones did it after all. Now, onwards. Run, Nero! Ah! Not gonna make it. You owe me, Nero. Oh, God. He's just like thinking, what the hell's I do? He's just thinking, drop me, please. You are returned unharmed, thank the gods. When that void gate started to close, I had never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running back like madmen trying to keep the gate open, but then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all... But where are Une and Doga? They're not... I see. I will miss the two of them dearly, but I am happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That's not true. Oh, that is not true, my friend. Une and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Raha. Yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good. Now let us put an end to this and seal away the tower. I understand your instinct, Rembro, so please, give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and Stab are both emerged from a long battle. Of course, you have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell and repair to St. Coinox. Find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Stab. Would that I could have been of more use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Une's blood. Have I remembered what I wished to? Yes, something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebears' dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray, go ahead of me. There is something small I must do before I return. I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been a part of your adventures for longer, Stab. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. Oh. A wish hidden for millennia, and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now, finally, 'tis my time to see it realized. Okay, deaf bedtime, going to bed. Good night. Good night, Mina. I cannot express how glad I am you returned safely, Stab, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest, if you will, and let us free ourselves from the specter of the Allagans. I trust you have rested, my friend. Good. I wish to seal the tower now, but there is something we must do first. Let us summon the others and hear what happened beyond the rift. So, the Alganai that runs in Graha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it is not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap all was fate, from discovering the tower to Graha gaining Une and Doga's blood. Has Graha said anything? For that matter, where is Graha? And what of Nero? Not sure about a resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being, though he is still Nero. Stab, you say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower? I wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rambros! Master Rambros! 'Tis Graha, sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I don't know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well, let us go speak with these researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, Stab, please come with me. No doubt Graha needs to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. Bouncy, bouncy. I like the little fat chocobo leg wiggle when he jumps. What in the world was Graha thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew myself. Of course, he would tell me nothing, but he will be honest with you, sir. I'm certain of it. Go no further, my friends. The door will close ere long. So you are of mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please, come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man. What is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Allag. Or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Zonde's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Allag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land and prayed that the Crystal Tower should be a beacon of hope for people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only members of Alleg's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alleg's technology to give her blood and memories to whom she trusted most. That man was my forebear. Oh. For millennia we waited. Alleg's art and ingenuity faded. Our royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all has returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Graha, the Crystal Tower's strength possesses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alleg's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Hell, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Cid, but we could wait for someone someday to reach the same heights as Alleg. But by then, we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Ammon did and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that. I am deadly serious, Cid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Allegans in technology. I will slumber within Circus Tower until then to greet those who means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as a beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside of these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will change your mind, will it? Onwards to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with the Alleg, just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray, keep alive our success and forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you till then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits, and Stab, I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now we must rest. Recalling so much has put me in a mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancient's wish. Aww. I forgot that this was such a good storyline. The Crystal Tower slumbers again, then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. A new dawn has come for me. Oh, good for you, Nero. I want Nero's outfit, actually. I'm surprised that's not on the store. What the hell is that? This thing was beeping down there. I feel like there are very specific things about this storyline and cutscene we still don't know about. Like, what did Une and Doga actually do? And are we gonna see them again, maybe? You've just missed Sid, Stab. There is much that needs his attention if he is to fulfill Graha's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah. No matter how lonely St. Conarc's find has become for our friend's departure, we must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future, lit by Graha's beacon. Stealing the Crystal Tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. Yay, we completed the Crystal Tower series. The next main scenario quest can be accepted by speaking with Minfilia at the Rising Stones. Yes! We did it! Ooh, that was a lot. All right. Oh, with that done, I'm going to end it here. And then in the next stream and episode, we can continue on and I think we'll finish A Realm Reborn for sure. Now that we have this done, there's nothing stopping us. So thank everyone so much for joining. Thank you, Mina, as always. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.